stupid. Like I say, I read a lot of the translations because I'm just learning this.
Yeah.
But God is love. Like God is there's a lot of similarities that we're going to say.
There is, because, like, for instance, the final Guru, the book.
Guru
Guru Nanak, Granth Sahib.
Yes. Yeah.
Forgive me, I'm going to struggle with these pronunciations.
No.
Right, but it seems to me, when I look at all other religions, like, they all are in some way copying the doctrine of the incarnation. Like, the doctrine of the incarnation is something that you can find even if it's not acknowledged in all religions. So
just explain to me the incarnation.
The idea that the divine takes on a physical form, that he enters into creation and takes on a physical form. Yeah. Now, we believe that is done in Christ. You believe that is the Guru, the final Guru. If I just say final Guru.
Well, we actually believe from previous to that. So, and
all the Gurus were divine incarnations.
Yes, so the best analogy that I've ever heard of it, because that lad, I'm really glad I get to say this to you, because that lad, when I was watching that screen, I was going, no, don't say this, because he wasn't sure, he couldn't articulate this, and I've heard this, and it's the best analogy I can give you. The moon, so the sun reflects the moon. Moon reflects the sun, shall I say? And so the sun isn't the moon isn't the sun. Sorry.
Correct.
However, it has the light of the sun.
Are you saying? I just want to be clear.
Yeah.
Speaking particularly of the last Guru. Is the last Guru, the Guru Granth Sahib, do you believe that is the incarnation? That it is actually divine?
So it's divine in the sense that it's a very interesting one. So we don't separate our God's speech, if you like. This is my interpretation.
Yeah, go on.
We don't separate our God's speech. So
from God.
You won't. Yes. So you will not. I will not pull out the Guru Granth Sahib here. It's a physical book and be flicking through it. I'll be holding it on my head with petals in front, because that is literally God. Same as you would revere Jesus.
Yeah, exactly. And this is what's your name, bro? Gurjeet. So this is my point, Gurjeet. Is if you look at Islam, for example, they believe that the Quran is the word of Allah incarnate.
Yes.
You look at Sikh, and you believe that the final Guru is literally the flesh as the word, or God is material in the word.
The pages? We don't call them pages. We call them ungs. Ungs are limbs.
There you go. Okay.
Limbs. So literally, our Guru.
So my point to you is this. My point to you is this: is that this idea of the incarnation, because it's you also see incarnation within Hinduism, Christianity is itself Judaic, so it is something rooted in Judaism. That the idea of incarnationality you find in all the world's religions, and I don't think that that's by accident. I think that is because from the beginning, man always understood that he communed with God in the garden, that he communed with God who entered into creation, and that this was all foreshadowing Jesus. Who is the Word of God in flesh. And that, but here's the thing is, the best lies are often an imitation of truth. And the demons that seek to deceive man will often use the truth as a template to pull people away from it.
So here's a question.
God.
This is I'd love your perspective on this. Correct me if I'm wrong, but you have a saying in Christianity that says, I'm paraphrasing here, so please correct me. You know that by the fruits of the tree.
Yeah, you know a tree by its fruits.
Sorry, that's
yeah.
Right. So if you look at the fruits of Sikh, some pretty good fruits.
Yes, really.
Some pretty sweet fruits.
Yeah,
so we've got
pretty sweet.
So we've got roughly they estimate it feeds 100,000 people from one side.
Yeah.
And can you imagine the poverty? People it's feeding.
Yeah.
It's completely against oppression. Completely against oppression.
Open to everybody. I've been myself.
Have you?
Yeah.
Amazing. Why good?
I've been to a Sikh temple. To visit.
Do you know what Gurdwara means?
No, not going to.
Gurdwara means door to the Guru.
Right.
But I think we should actually change it. So what I will say this is exactly what I will say, and this is why I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi, because, as I said, there are people far more. I am a real layman.
Yeah.
But we haven't educated people because we don't believe in conversions.
Yes.
However, people do. So when you say to me, "Oh, what about this?"
that's one of my criticisms.
Yeah.
Firstly, I just want to prefix what I say, because it's the first time I've met you.
Yeah.
I have huge respect for Sikhs.
Thank you. Yeah.
As a people, as a community. I know the fact that you guys have suffered. I know the fact that you guys still suffer in India, in persecution, that your lands are still occupied, you know, under India, and what happened to the Golden Temple, how the Muslims tried to wipe you out.
Yeah.
And I know that Sikhs have integrated well into our society. You know, you don't cause problems, you contribute well to the British nation. So I got nothing but respect for Sikhs. But
Yeah.
so just to your point about the fruits, because you're right. Jesus said you'll know them by the fruits.
Yeah.
But the fruits that the Sikhs perform are what we would call natural goods.
Okay.
So what I mean by natural goods are an understanding of the moral law that is available through natural reason, which allows you to achieve natural goods. But those natural goods are not in any way sufficient before a holy God to enter into his rest, or to enter into his peace.
Just to kind of unpack that a little bit.
Yeah.
So natural goods is doing the good of the culture you're in?
No. It's doing the good that we can learn from nature, like honoring your mother and father, treating others as you want to be treated, not oppressing the poor, you know, standing up for justice, which I know Sikhs do. I mean, you know, you're a warrior caste.
We're all armed.
Are you got the full thing on? The full gizmo?
Yeah, I've got the. So we've got.
Yeah, you got all 5 things.
Do you know the 5Ks?
Yeah, it's the thing, the hair comb, the band, the wristband, the knife, and the shorts. I thought it was shoes, but yeah, shorts.
Shorts. So they're modesty, and they all have a reason. Now,
but yeah, coming back to natural goods.
Yeah. So what I'd say, so in terms of getting close to God, now, actually, if I had this conversation with you even 2 months ago, I'd be having a very different perspective on it.
Yeah.
So 18 months ago, I came into Sikh, and they said basically you've got a Dastan Dwar, a 10th gate, third eye, 7th chakra. It's this. And just Christianity.
We don't believe in chakras and gates, but we do believe in spirituality, and I think that there are different ways of trying to describing different ways of describing the internality of our souls.
Yes. So with that, and so what I'd say is, for example, 2 months ago, I was in the Sikh temple. We were listening to a program, hymns, very similar to Christianity, hymns, and we were just listening to very similar, I would say.
Yeah.
And we was there for 4 hours. We sit on the floor. I can't sit cross-legged. I'm very inflexible. Yeah. I'm fidgetous.
Me too. I had that problem when I was visiting.
So I was there for I was there for 4 hours. I thought I was there for around 45 minutes. I went into this meditative state.
Yeah.
And I left this place in absolute bliss. Now, when I've spoken to my family who aren't practicing, not many of them are practicing really.
Yeah.
In the same way, you know, keeping their hair and stuff and these sorts of things, keeping fine.
Yeah.
They couldn't really get it. They said, yeah, but I'm happy. I'm happy. Being happy and we call it anand, being in bliss, godful bliss, real true bliss. And now I'm not saying that I'm walking around in this God state. However, just like the best analogy I can give you, if God was on this side and, you know, this illusion was on this side of this world, somebody went like that, just that much. And I went, oh my word, beautiful, I love it. And I just, you know, it's the most amazing thing. And I've never felt closer to God. I was actually very reticent to come here. Yeah. Because I want these conversations. I really appreciate your manner. And I thought you might be, because that's why I've agreed to speak to you, because I've seen you reflect energy, as a lot of us do. So I was like, well, I'll be normal. But what I want to do is, I would love this conversation to go, that we have this conversation and we both walk away, you feel closer to Jesus Christ, I feel closer to our Gurus and Waheguru, essentially, which is the one. And the reason...
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is God?
No.
Do you believe that Jesus Christ is the truth? or the way to the truth?
We believe there isn't much said on this in Sikh. There isn't much said. It's not mentioned. So, and I think there's a reason for that. And the reason is that we're not here to denigrate anybody's religion. It does talk about halal meat. Guru Granth Sahib does say halal meat banned, kosher meat banned, these sorts of things, but it doesn't specifically mention certain things. So Jesus Christ. Now, my interpretation is that obviously Jesus Christ was at that time. I believe he had the light of God within him. That's my opinion. Yeah. Now that is somewhere in between what you would say and what a Muslim would say, because that isn't saying he's just a messenger. This is beyond a messenger. Our gurus are beyond a messenger.
Yeah.
And now I'm not, and there will be Sikh people maybe even watching this going, oh, you can't say that about Jesus. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure about Jesus.
So it's a personal opinion.
It's a personal opinion.
But what I would say to you is if you recognise that Jesus, because he calls himself the light of the world.
Sorry, just 1 second.
Yeah, go on.
Sorry, I just popped into my head. What it does say in our scripture, only God, if you like, and our gurus are perfect.
Yeah.
Now, that's open to interpretation if you want to say, well, Jesus, Guru means enlightened. From Guru, Guru, from dark to light.
Yeah.
Jesus brings the light, light, isn't it? So now, if I believe Jesus is your Guru, you must get closer to Jesus. You can't go straight to the Father, and the reason you can't go straight to the Father, and this isn't a demonstration, this isn't me having a go, this is, you'll hear what I'm saying. You can't go straight to the Father, as I can't go straight to this one Guru, because to get close to that one, you need to get rid of your ego.
Yeah.
And you can't say, I get close to you. You need to get rid of the I.
Right, but here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. If Jesus Christ, right, is if you see in Jesus a light, right, a light that you would want me to draw closer to, then it would make sense that you also show interest in learning more about that light as well, because I as much as I respect Sikhs, and I really do respect Sikhs, right? I can't share your hope about what happens in this conversation. Your hope is that I draw closer to Jesus, and that you draw closer to the divine being, the one. Whereas I would want you to draw closer to Jesus, and to move away from the one. But the reason is not because I don't think Sikhs are doing wonderful things, but the wonderful things that they're doing are not sufficient to save their souls.
I get you.
Yeah, and I don't want you or any other Sikh to fall under the judgment of God. I want you and every Sikh whom I love, as my brothers in humanity, to know the saving truth of Jesus Christ. I get you. What I would say, so this is from my paradigm. Paradigm. As I say, I don't have that much. I do have a bit more information. I've done a bit of research on Christianity. Certainly, I'm sure you'll go, mate, you hardly know anything. I've sort of, I've done a bit. I've forgotten nearly everything I learned about Sikhism when I studied religion, to be honest.
What I would say is our 10 gurus and 11 with Guru Granth Sahib are so amazing. Somebody gave me some very amazing advice. And this is, and I would think you'd agree with this. If you want to love the message, you must learn about the messenger.
Agreed.
You must. If your mum or dad or your loved one says, go and do this, you do it.
Yeah, I mean,
even if you don't want it.
As a natural philosophy, it's sound reasoning. To love the message, you got to love the messenger. But the question is, if the messenger that you're loving is pulling you away from truth.
Well,
and one of my reasons for suggesting to you that maybe Sikhi is not the truth is that it's not a universal truth. God, whom I say is love, and I think as a Sikh you might agree with that statement.
God say is love, absolutely.
Right. So if God is love, then why would he not want everyone to follow the truth? Why would he not want? Let me land an idea, and then reply. Why would he not want if Sikhi is the highest truth, why would that God not want everyone to follow it? And therefore, why would he not commission you to share that with the world? Because I would suggest that the very fact that he the very fact that the God you believe in doesn't want you to share it with the world is a sign that is not the God of the world.
Do you know, I completely agree with you, and that's why I Guru Granth Sahib, that's why it does say share it with the world.
Right.
Sikhs are very lost at the moment as a public.
So it does commission you to share your faith with everybody.
It doesn't say convert.
Right.
It doesn't say, everybody must be a Sikh. The most ideal scenario, so we believe in Deg, Fateh.
Yeah.
Deg, Fateh is freedom and free food for all.
Yeah.
Now, if you want freedom and free food for all, freedom isn't me going, well, you need to believe in this.
Yeah.
Because now, again, going back to my paradigm, not necessarily the Sikh paradigm, but it's from Sikh. I believe I'm sort of expanding upon it. You're a very different person to me. We've grown up in the same country, however.
Yeah.
You can imagine the world is massive.
Yeah.
There's lots of different cultures and subcultures and everything. Not everybody potentially can receive the same message.
Yeah.
Not everybody can relate to the message. Certainly, I've been through school for Christians. I went to boarding school.
Yeah.
Had to go to chapel on a Wednesday and a Saturday.
Right. Yeah.
And now, yes, of course, age plays a massive factor. I wasn't interested in Sikh either.
Yeah.
Or Christianity.
Yeah.
But I sat through chapel, and it didn't resonate with me. Now, let's say...
Not surprised. Usually those places are just the worst representations of Christianity.
It was, yeah. I mean, so that's my sort of thing. But, I would say that some people may get the message of Sikhi, may say, well, yeah, but I don't... And be really sincere. Be really open. I'm not saying... There are some people that go, no, but this is obviously me. And they can't perhaps relate to it. And if we say our... This one, as most religions would say, is beyond, infinite, beyond any limitation. Now, if they're beyond any limitation, they must be able to relate to you and me. Does that make sense?
Yes.
They must be able to. I know I'm saying very layman, but
yeah.
I'm quite a layman.
But it hasn't escaped the point that I'm trying to make. Okay, so you've said that Sikhi is to be shared with everybody, but then you said that not everybody should be Sikhi. Right. So, but the point is, when you love someone, do you want the best for them?
Yes, of course.
Right. If you want the best for them, wouldn't you want them to follow the highest truth?
So I suppose.
Answer that question.
Oh, sorry.
Would you want them to follow the highest
truth?
Right. Right. So, to me.
No. I'm going to take that back. I'm going to take that back. Sorry. All right. I'm going to take that back. And the reason because we believe the world is as it should be. This is why we grow this.
Yeah.
An acceptance. So we're taking. So for example, I asked a lad who's I would call him a good Sikh.
Yeah.
He's very high in knowledge. He would have a different conversation with you.
I'd love to talk to him.
Yeah.
Maybe you could arrange it.
I mean, he's not a religious priest or anything. He's just a
knowledgeable guy.
Great chat.
Yeah, I'd love to. Yeah.
And I said to him,
if you arrange it, you can.
We did a cycling trip.
Yeah.
And so while we're on this site, we're in Scotland, middle of nowhere. So we're having these random questions, and my brain's going off. And I said to him, if you could have one wish, what would you have? And the chap next to me said, I'd have this house with the dogs and this and that. I said something like, I'd have freedom and free food for all. I'd have everything.
Yeah.
And I said, what about you? And he said, I wouldn't wish for anything. I can't wish for anything. And I said, well, come on, why not? I said, what about go meet the gurus?
Yeah.
Meet all the 10. Because I thought that would.
Yeah.
It's not the way it's meant to be. It's
right.
Not
so it's about an acceptance of the world as is. And this is one of the fundamental differences between Sikh spirituality, Christian spirituality. Because at the heart of the Christian message is this idea that the world is fallen and is in rebellion against God, that the God of this world is Satan.
So do we.
And the world is in a state of corruption, and that one of the roles of the church is to transform that world so that it is heaven on earth, so that as God wills in heaven, so it is done on earth.
Really interesting. Right? We have very similar concept.
Right.
So we have Gal Jug.
Yeah.
Gal Jug. And Gal Jug is, so there's 4 different times in this world. So we believe in the Big Bang, Big Crunch.
Yeah.
This is how I think, I may have got this wrong, but we believe in the Big Bang, Big Crunch. There's 4 different, Sat Jug, the age of truth. Gal Jug is the age of darkness.
Yeah.
And the one good thing about Gal Jug is that we can make a massive difference.
Right, so but here's the thing, right?
Yes.
That if we agree that we should make a massive difference, the greatest gift that you can give to anyone is the truth, right?
Well, yeah.
So, and here's another thing, is you can't have freedom without truth.
No.
Truth and truth, this is a really important point. Jesus connects truth and freedom. He says, you shall know the truth, and the truth shall set you free. In other words, if you don't have truth, it doesn't matter how many choices you've got, you're not free, right? A Christian in prison has more freedom than a non-Christian walking the streets of London. Because without truth, there is no freedom. And with truth is all freedom. Because the thing that we're imprisoned by is our own sinful nature in a sinful world, right? Now, if we are both, and I believe you, about transforming the world for the better, and if we are both believers in a God that is love, right, then that means it makes no sense for that God not to want everyone to have that truth.
But we have the truth.
No, do I have the truth?
Yes.
So, as a Christian, you're saying I have a truth. The truth?
Yeah, you've got a truth.
A truth or the truth?
Not the truth.
Is it the highest truth or the lowest truth?
I can't say it's the lowest.
Is there a higher truth?
What we would say.
Is there a higher truth?
Sikh.
So if a loving God loves me, shouldn't he want me to adopt the highest truth?
Who are we to question that one's will?
Well, right, but this is the point, right? Because obviously, as a very respectful, wonderful human being as a Sikh, and vice versa,
by the grace of
by the grace of God, right. Not me but Christ in me, as we say.
We say good prasad.
Yeah, we say not me but Christ in me.
Brilliant.
Right. So my point to you is that as two people having this really intelligent conversation where we disagree, and this is what Speaker's Corner is supposed to be like.
I love it.
But we clearly have a contentious truth claim here. I am making truth claims that are in contention with yours.
This is really interesting.
They can't both be true.
No, this is really interesting. Now, you are going to be a lot. I had a very similar chat.
Yeah.
Similar. You're obviously a lot more informed. But this chap, he rode up on his bike next to. I have a business out street food.
Right.
And he rode up, and I went, "Oh, going to chat to him." And we had a chat, and he said, "Yeah, but Jesus, this." And he read a paragraph from the Bible.
Yeah.
And I said, "Yes, I believe all this." Here's a question. I've always wanted to ask you this.
Okay, great. Now's your chance.
Yeah. If we change the name Jesus, I hope this isn't disrespect. I'm not meaning to be disrespectful.
You sound like a very sincere person, don't worry.
So if we change the name Jesus to Bob.
Right, no, but go on. Yeah, all right, yeah.
Okay,
go on.
Well, I'm trying not to be disrespectful. I'm trying to think of a name that's not
whatever, go on.
Anything else.
Yeah.
But we kept all the truths that you said exactly the same.
Yeah.
Now I said, but I just follow A.
Yeah.
Am I still in truth? Can I still be saved?
That is a great question. Yeah. Great question. And it's a question that's actually become very pertinent in sort of Christian circles. Because in the last couple of weeks, I don't know if you followed it, but there's a massive debate going on about whether Christians and Muslims worship the same God. And there are some Christians saying, yes, we do, because we're using the same reference, a God and an omnipresent, all-powerful being that created the universe alone, But there's a lot of Christians that push back and say, well, actually, the God Allah of Muhammad, the God Allah of the Christians is not the same God because of what that term means to those two different groups. Now, to come on to your example, if we call Jesus Isa, which is the Muslim name for Jesus, okay, yeah. Right? We call Jesus Isa. But when we say Isa, we understand and mean everything that Christians mean when they say Jesus. Yes. Then we've got the same Jesus. We're just changing the name. Yes. Right? But what I am trying to suggest to you, because I feel like I know where your argument's going.
I don't really have an argument. I'm just listening. Yeah.
No. Yeah, so where I think the line of your argument points towards is this idea that we Christians worship the same God as the Sikhs, but we just give that God a different name.
Yeah, I'd go with that.
Right, and I would say to you very strongly that that is not true. And one of the tests to demonstrate that is that the God of the Christians, his love is universal. His love is for all people. He wants everyone to have the highest truth, Jesus Christ. He wants everyone to be a disciple of Jesus Christ and to follow Jesus Christ because he is the highest truth. Right?
Yep.
Now, I am not disputing that Sikhs believe in a God of love, right? But what I am saying is that the love of the Sikh God is different. It is both different in scope and differently expressed.
This is very difficult. I'll tell you why this is difficult. So we're getting into nuance where neither one will be able to prove that we can do it. You'll probably have a better chance than I will because you're a lot more articulate.
We can use reason to think about it.
So is your mum still around? You still?
No, she passed away.
I'm so sorry.
But it's okay. We can just talk about...
Talk about your loved one.
Right.
Your loved one. So
yeah.
Sorry, brother.
Sorry.
Can you prove to me that you love somebody? Love somebody, not just God,
like
somebody.
Scientifically, evidentially?
Evidentially.
No.
You can't do
You
it.
can't do it.
And the reason I believe we can't do it is because love is beyond us. The same way God is beyond us, but I
just want to be clear. What I mean is, we can't do it empirically with science. But if we define love in certain ways, then in imitation of that certain way of loving, and if we say that love is to die for your friends, then anyone who dies for your friends has shown love.
Is that
when you say, well, like I say,
yeah,
because when you say prove to me, my science head kicks in. Wait,
yeah, sorry.
When you say prove to me,
yes,
because I studied physics at university,
right,
my science head kicks in,
right.
and I hear proof in a certain way,
yes.
as in a physical proof.
Okay.
And I agree, there's no physical proof to love. It's a non-material thing, it's a spiritual thing. But if we use a definition of love or examples of what love looks like love is kind, love doesn't keep a record of wrongs, love is patient, love is kind, love is gentle, love bears all things, love suffers all things, love believes all things, love, if we give a definition of love, then by that definition we can recognize love in people. Right?
Kind of. I'll give you an example from a Sikh perspective.
Yeah.
I know people, I sort of what we touched on previously. I know some people, they'll do their daily, we call it a part of prayers.
Yeah.
They'll do everything. Everything, tick boxes. But some people will be doing it. It's like some people going to church.
Yep.
And they're going because they need to go, they must go, they're not sitting there in the same state as perhaps you are.
Yeah.
Or somebody else who is fully imbued in love. Fully imbued.
I'm not fully imbued in love, but I get what you mean. I wasn't particularly loving over there. Like I lost my temper with Jihadi Joe.
No, but I think love doesn't mean passive either.
Yeah.
So there's a difference. Like we go back to, so for example, there's so much. Like, the thing is, I'm not very good at an argument because my brain's going off. So I'm going, well, what about this?
Yeah.
Like you talk about, I'm not very loving Jihadi Joe. Our Sikhs were in war. Our Sikh gurus were in war.
Yeah, I know.
Now our 10th guru, for example, he shot arrows. We still got his bow.
Yeah.
Still got his bow. It's in recent history.
Yeah.
Because it's only 300 years.
Yeah.
He shot solid gold tips on his arrows. What for? So he said he instructed his Sikhs to keep those arrows in those bodies so they can pay for the funeral or they can help their injured.
Yeah.
That's love. That is love. That is pure.
No, right. I agree that is love.
Yeah.
And I agree that man loves man by a grace of God. But that is what we would call a natural good, right? So let me try and explain it like this, right? We're called to be perfect as our Father in heaven is perfect, right? Pretty high standard, right? And all of our works never reach the standard that it is meant to be, right? We just can't get to that level. We literally have to be plugged out of the gutter and put on that level.
Is that though?
We have to be put on that level by God's declaration. We're put on that level, and then and only then can our meager efforts actually count for something, right? Yeah. Before we accept Christ, all of our goods are just filthy rags before a holy God. So the point that I'm trying to make to you is, your guru demonstrated a natural love. I believe you. That is a very loving way to fight a war. right? It's a very loving way to fight a war.
I mean, it's
superbly chivalrous.
amazing.
And if you knew me, you would know I've just given your guru a very high compliment. But that work is not sufficient for salvation.
So we believe.
Yeah.
So we don't believe the gurus were almost born here. We believe they were sent here.
Yeah.
He's not trying to find salvation.
Yes.
He is salvation.
Right, but shouldn't therefore. So I guess try to cut to the quick.
Yeah.
You're saying that the gurus are salvation, so that I can be saved. Shouldn't your guru, shouldn't your God want me to follow the guru so I also can be saved?
Jesus.
Right, brilliant.
You can be saved through Jesus. I'm not saying you follow Jesus.
Yeah.
We don't believe in heaven and hell for a start.
Yeah, no. You believe in a reincarnation.
Yeah, so we believe in 8.4 million life cycles.
Yeah.
From blade of grass all the way up. This is our lottery ticket.
Yeah.
I think,
Can you go up and down like the Hindus believe? Or is it just you go up from a blade of grass and you just get moved up no matter how bad you do?
Yeah, no, so my understanding, it goes up until you get here. It's very hard you can't say, oh, blade of grass, you've been good or bad.
Yeah.
It's part of the play.
Yeah.
And then you get to the top, because we've got conscious and we've got this, you can connect. We would say a dog, for example, my dog at home will listen to the same prayers because he's around.
Yeah.
He can't hear music, can't hear those things. So we connect, and then from there we can achieve liberation from this. We believe if you repeat the name Guru Arjan Dev Ji, it says in our scripture.
Yeah.
If you recite the name Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, Guru Arjan Dev Ji, you will be saved.
Right. So it is. So this is a thing in the sense of we believe that. So let me just ask you a quick clarification question. If someone doesn't do the chant, if a Sikh doesn't do the chants or the works or wears the 5 things, can they be saved?
No. So
are they saved anyway, or
no? So
what happens?
You
to
can't
them?
be saved by somebody you don't know.
Right. Exactly.
You can't be if you don't know.
Yeah.
So it's like a tripod.
But no. So you said the bit that I wanted to pull out. Yeah. Because you've said you can't be saved by someone you don't know.
You can't be saved by somebody.
Brilliant.
So if you're not close to the one.
Yeah.
No, you may be a very good person.
Yeah.
So there may be an atheist.
Yeah.
That is amazing. Doing amazing things. Now what we would say is, God may say, have another go. You'll be born into a more religious family. More, I don't know necessarily whether that be Sikh. So if you want clarification on why.
So what are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying if I'm a good Christian this life, I'll be maybe born into a Sikh family in my next life?
No, I'm saying. So let's say I'm a Sikh.
Yeah.
You're a Christian. I'm trying to do my best. You try and do your best. If you're close to Jesus Christ and have the best intentions.
Yeah.
The best. It's not about perfection. You said about perfection.
Yeah.
It's about devotion. It's
right.
not. It's about feeling love. It's about this. I would love to hear from somebody like yourself. I was going to say, this is perhaps a different point. Just tell me about God.
Yeah.
Just tell me about your perception of God.
Yeah. So no. It's all right. We're having a good conversation. My point to you is that. Like, because on one hand, what you're saying to me is that the gurus are the highest truth. And the next breath, but without much justification, it seems, from within Sikh sources, you're saying that I can be saved through drawing closer to Jesus, right? Now, here's my issue with this, right? Unless you believe that God acts through illusions, right? Yeah? Unless you believe that God is acting through illusions, then the claims of Christ and the claims of the gurus are in contradiction to one another. And that which contradicts can't both be true.
So let me give you an analogy. And this is.
But would you agree? Two things that contradict one another both can't be true.
I don't agree. And I'll tell you why.
Right.
And I know in this mere mortal world.
The only way. To me, the only way you can land that idea is to say that to some degree the world's illusory.
It is. We do.
Great.
Yes.
Right.
So this is
right.
called Maya.
Good.
Maya is an illusion.
Yes.
This is an illusion.
Correctly, and do feel free to correct me if I'm wrong.
Yeah.
Your God creates a world in which we are at one with Him.
We're not. At one with Him.
No, we're not. So are we or aren't we? Because you've actually said two different things.
Let me. That's three. The 3 steps of spirituality may just bring this a little bit. I'll say it really quick. So you've got first step of spirituality, which is very transactional. I come and pray, God, can you give me a new job or a new car? Second step is that God, I come and pray, and what's good and bad, I accept it. Good, some things are going to be good and some things are going to be bad, and I accept that. Now, the third step of spirituality is described by our gurus, which is the highest step. Most people are in that second, I'd say, who are religious, if you like.
Right.
The third step is, I don't see anything but you. So, if you look at, like, this might be a really bad analogy because you probably have a field day with this, but in terms of Neo at the end of the Matrix, you know, when he just sees green, he's seen all this, and then he
sees past the illusion.
He sees past, and
he sees the program.
And that program can be God.
Right.
God. If we look at it like that.
But the point is, right, in the Matrix, and I'm not going to. I don't want to be too unfair because obviously, the point that I would make is that what you're saying is that God has created a world in which illusion is part of that world. Now, and then he said to you, look, I've created a world in which there is illusion, but if you follow these gurus, you can escape from that illusion.
Yeah.
Right, but that means he created a problem that he's then telling you how to get out of. Now, the problem with this is that if anyone in your life admitted to you that they had tricked you, but that, wait 1 second. No, be honest with me.
Yeah.
If any human admitted to you, I tricked you, but trust me now, would you have a doubt?
Well, yeah, yes.
Right.
However,
now, hold on 1 second.
I think we're seeing
Now, 1 second. Now, if that trick and trust was about a car, would you go off to look for a better car salesman?
Well, yeah.
Right. Now, do you not think that your immortal soul is more precious than a car?
Yes.
So isn't it better to find someone who is truth itself and has never lied and has never told a lie?
So remember what I said. The gurus themselves, perfection, cannot do anything. They said only Guru and the gurus are perfect. So let me give you an analogy.
Yeah.
Now, I'm a mechanic. Let's say I'm a mechanic here, and I've got all the parts that I need to build the car. And you're asking me to build the car. I can't build it, but it doesn't mean there aren't all the parts. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
So any failing to explain Sikhi is on my part.
I accept that. I am not holding.
That's an easy get out.
To be clear, I'm not holding Sikhi accountable for your every pronouncement. And I am happy if you or any other knowledgeable Sikh wants to come and talk to me and offer corrections to what you've said. I happily talk with them and take those corrections on board. But I can only go off what you're saying.
Of course. And what you say is fair.
And I am trying to be fair. I'm not trying to lampoon Sikhi, and I'm not trying to lampoon your religion. But what I am saying to you is, if discernibly and undeniably your religion admits that the God that you believe in was responsible for a deception, then you can't trust that God on anything that they say.
That's where we're at cross purposes.
Yeah.
I think that's where.
So explain to me, to your best ability, the nature of the illusion.
So the nature of the illusion is this world is Maya. So Maya specifically does mean this world, but it's specifically talking about things like money and cars and greed. So we have 5.
So what is it about money and cars and things that are illusionary?
They're just not truth. There's only one truth. There's only one truth.
Yes.
And that's it.
God.
That's it. That's it. Everything. You're going to change. I'm going to change. That tree's going to change.
The only thing that doesn't change is God.
Is the one.
But what we mean by truth, by truth, because you mentioned that the reason why Sikhs don't cut their beards is because everything is as it should be.
Yeah.
In other words, God created.
That's part of the reason.
Right. So to your paradigm, everything is as it should be. God created the world as He wants it.
Within reason. Now this is where I fight with. I'm learning.
Yeah.
And this is where I'm learning. So although God has created, He's also created this. Obviously, His free will. You know, he's allowed me to come here. We don't believe everything is absolutely preordained. We call it hukum. Hukum is the divine command.
Yeah.
So you can't hold your breath and die.
Yeah.
That's hukum. That's divine command. So we have parameters, and within those parameters, that's why there are still wars. That's why the Gurus still fought wars. That's why, you know, but then the Gurus have fought wars. Now, if you imagine the 10th Guru was royalty, was absolute royalty. We call him Golgi Pacha. He was a king. He wore a thing like that.
Yeah.
The reason the Sikh colour is blue, it was the last colour to be printed. It's the most expensive. It's, you know, all these sorts of things. So they saw themselves as royal. You can imagine the life he was living. Now, he had all his 4 sons killed. I don't know if you know this. This is a very, very famous story. So he had 2 of his teenage sons killed.
Were these by the Muslims?
By the Muslims.
Yeah.
By Aurangzeb.
Yeah.
Don't know Aurangzeb. Bit of a tyrant.
Yeah.
Put his dad in jail. Killed his older brother, so he could come into power.
Yeah.
So he's had 4 of his sons have died. His mother was also, I believe it was his mother, was also with those. They were 6 and 8 years old. They had their throats slit. Get boring now.
No.
And then,
I mean, everyone's cleared off, but that's okay.
But you can't be saved.
Right, but my point is, if you're saying that we can both be saved, me through Christianity, you through Sikhism,
because it's
the only way that could be sustained as a rational argument is to say that your God allows for illusion, that I am following an illusion that God allows me to be saved through. So is Jesus, well, one second, you're saying it's the same, I'm saying it's different. Is Jesus Christ truly the God that you worship?
No.
Right. So therefore, we're not saying it's not the same.
But do you need to worship the God that I worship? Wait, sorry, I'll rephrase that, sorry. Do you need to call the God that you worship the same as the God as I worship?
Right.
It doesn't need to happen. So, for example...
But hold on. Like, the God that I worship, I'm going to describe him to you.
Go on.
And you tell me if that is your God. Okay? Wait. I'll describe it. He is a singular essence that exists in 3 divine persons: Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. Does that sound like your God?
No, it doesn't sound
right.
like
Well, hold on one second. That he has entered into creation and communed with man directly.
Yes.
Right? That he has taken on flesh to himself and become a man.
Some people would argue he's going to become 10.
Right. Okay. Right. So that he sent prophets to Israel and established a covenant system with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob that is completed by the man Jesus Christ.
Now, my paradigm.
No, I'm describing my God.
Yes.
All you need to do is say, this does sound like my God, this doesn't sound like my God.
It's not a yes or no. I can't say yes or no. And the reason I can't say yes or no is simply because it doesn't say we only do this, we don't do that. There is a phrase, and I've heard you say it before. You've said Muslims have it's a very academic phrase. Muslims have to tick boxes and Christians have a feeling.
I said that Muslims follow a ritualistic religion.
There is
Christians follow an ontological religion.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Now, we are more on the ontological.
I agree.
So we're very much on that.
That's why Sikhs and Christians get on.
Right.
That's why Christians and Sikhs get on.
I don't know how you feel right now. You're probably used to it. I don't know if you get desensitized. I feel so good right now.
I'm glad.
And I know.
I'm glad.
I know you're saying to me something, but you might as well just be describing to me an amazing friend that we both got in common.
But I would say to you that when
I know.
If you say that we're describing the same person,
not the same. No. Wait, no. Bear in mind, it's not the same person. I've used an analogy of a person.
Right.
But
if it's not the same person,
it's infinite.
Right. If it's not the same personable being, if it's not a person that we know through Jesus Christ,
it is the same person.
Right. But that person, the God that I believe in, never allows for illusion. He does not lie. Right. He himself does not lie. right? Others may lie because he permits it.
Remember, there's only one truth.
Right, but my point to you is that I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi.
Yeah.
And if you want to say that you can't comment, that's fine. But as I understand it, Sikhs do believe that God has created a world that is illusory.
Yeah.
Am I being fair? I don't want to be unfair.
Yeah. And it's something that I'm thinking about because I don't want to misrepresent Sikhi.
Right, no, that's fine.
And I'm certainly not.
Neither of us want to do that.
Yeah, so there is an illusion to this world.
Right, let's just stop. Is that illusion created by God?
But it isn't a deception by God.
Is it created by God?
It's not created by God, it is God.
Right. So you're saying that God is the deception?
Not the deception. That's why this is where we just become cross. But maybe we want.
Are you saying that God is the illusion?
God, yeah, God, everything is.
Right. Hold on one second.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Because the problem is that illusion has an opposite. Right. Illusion has reality. Reality and illusion are not the same thing.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So if your argument is that God is both the illusion and the truth, and that is the ultimate truth, that is to know that God is both the truth that sets you free from the illusion and the illusion that you find yourself in, that is a contradictory concept.
It is. So what you got to remember.
But a contradiction can't be true.
Remember the Matrix thing.
Yeah.
So when Neo is in the Matrix.
If we lean upon the Matrix analogy, it gets worse for you.
No, I know. No,
I'm deliberately not trying to do that.
No, I know. No, just that imagery. I'm trying to, because I'm finding it very difficult to articulate what I mean.
Well, let you go with your analogy, and then I'll reply using the analogy.
Just using that then. So, okay, right. Let me use a different analogy.
Okay.
It's not even an analogy, it's actually something that happened. Somebody very close to me, they described something, and they're not very close to Sikh.
Yeah.
So they said, we were walking through.
Sorry.
Hi. Girlfriend, remember?
Sorry?
Wife's girlfriend, wife.
Oh, yes. Hi.
Yeah. How are you?
I'm good, but I am just in a conversation.
I know, I'm sorry to interrupt. I think these guys want to meet you. They're over from Texas.
Brilliant. Guys, let me just finish my conversation here, and then I'll talk to you. But just in case, for whatever reason, we don't get in touch, here's a card for you to... Yeah, go on.
You'll be well in demand. So this person, that's very close.
I'll be finished in about 20 minutes, I reckon.
Well, while they're walking down the road, somewhere they've walked many times, and they just see normal this grass, this trees. They said they had this sudden thing. They're not massively religious, or they Sikh background, and this thing just almost just popped at them. Everything just looked stunning, beautiful. About 30-40 seconds, they said. They were just in awe. They were on a dog walk, had to stop.
Yep.
And they're like this. Now, two very different realities. That 30-40 second part to their normal dog walk.
Yeah.
However, same place.
Yeah.
So contradictory is what you're saying. I'm saying you can have those two in one space.
I wouldn't say that is. I wouldn't say that your analogy demonstrates illusion. I would say that your reality demonstrates that a person had a greater awareness of the power of God displayed in nature.
Yeah. Right? Now I would say
but the fact that he doesn't recognize God every time he's walking down is because our human nature is broken. It by nature forgets God. By nature can't reach out to God or worship to God. So even if that man said, God, you're amazing, right? And he doesn't know which God he's speaking to, that's not worship of the Creator. That's not worship of the Creator, because it cannot be worship it can be knowledge of the Creator, but worship of the Creator can only be animated by the Spirit of God.
So here's a little story. I'll really make it as short as I can. I was in the Sikh temple.
Yeah.
Now, part of Sikhi was brought about because of the Hindu caste system and the idol worship and these types of things were still going on during Guru Nanak's time.
Yeah.
So, obviously, so it's against that. It says, we don't worship idols. However, I believe the guy's name is Devi Ram, and he was about 8 or 9 years old. His dad used to go every day to take milk to a big statue of I believe there's Pakor, but I could get a big Hindu statue.
Yeah.
And he used to clean the bowl, and he used to make it all nice, and he used to take this milk, and every day Devi Ram would see this.
Yeah.
Now, what happened was, one day the dad couldn't do it, and the son, 9 years old, very innocent, 9 years old, said, son, you do it. So he cleaned the pot with so much love and devotion. He warmed the milk, he made sure it was perfect. Took the milk, and he literally stood there in front of this statue and said, hey, God, drink the milk. Drink it. Don't just, he's not placing it in an idol. He drank it. The milk went. In our history, the milk went.
No, I mean, we've seen that on the BBC, like Hindu statues drinking milk. It's been filmed live.
Now, what we're saying is, what the Sikhs paradigm of that is yes, to just throw, like, so people were, this is quite a funny one, people were throwing water at the statue that was miles away. And they would throw this water. Guru Nanak Dev Ji got the water and started throwing it that way. And he said, what are you doing, you bloody weirdo? He said, well, the fields are closer than your God, so I'm going to throw the water over there. And so we didn't believe in any of these rituals, really against rituals. However, it's not a ritual when it's devotion.
But the point I'm making to you is that a devotion based upon a lie cannot lead to a salvific faith. So in the Bible, I don't know if you know in the Bible, but in the Bible there's a story between Cain and Abel. Okay. Cain and Abel, they both offer up a sacrifice to God. And God accepts Abel's sacrifice but rejects Cain's sacrifice. They both have knowledge of God. They're both making a sacrifice to God. But one is accepted and one is not, because the one whose worship is rejected, his worship is devoid of the spirit and the truth by which he has to offer up that sacrifice.
You say spirit?
The Holy Spirit.
And so that Holy Spirit is, I believe, is this. When I'm saying the word devotion, I'm really struggling to articulate it.
Yeah,
but it's this.
A devotion is something that you give time, energy, and resources to.
This thing, but it's beyond. It's again, it's something very.
But my point is, a devotion that is not in spirit and truth.
I know what you're saying.
Yeah, it is not worship that does you any good.
I think Sikhi and obviously Christianity, we've sort of gone to this point, and there is bits we're not going to agree on.
And this is my point. My point is that if you're saying that I can be saved through Christianity, right, and there's no reason for me to become a Sikh, that is bearing in mind the differences that you're acknowledging. The only way you can sustain that worldview is to say that your God permits illusion. And I'm saying to you that any God that lies to you, right, whether it's Allah lying about Jesus being crucified on the cross, or whether it's your God allowing illusion, which is also true of Hinduism and Buddhism, right, that such a God can't be trusted. Because Jesus says that the father of lies is Satan. We know that religions of all types have miracles and supernatural experiences, mystical experiences, miracles in their own right. I don't deny the fact your religion has miracles, Islam has miracles, Hinduism has miracles, right? But the point is, if those miracles are taking you away from the one true God,
like, as in, are they miracles for good in the other religions?
Yes, they can be. They can be naturally good miracles.
They don't have to just be.
No. Okay. No, they can be naturally good miracles in the sense that they achieve a natural good. But the point is, if there's a famous line in Macbeth which I love, when Macbeth is going off to see the three witches, and Macduff, who's his compatriot, says to him, beware these messengers, because they deceive us in little trifles to betray us in matters of greater consequence. And that that they deceive us in little trifles to betray us in matters of greater consequence.
I did it at GCC and I still don't know what that means.
It's my favourite line in Shakespeare. But the idea is, and it's true of all demonic forces, is that they can do you little goods because their aim is to betray you in something bigger and more important. So if a demon can convince you that their demonic worship is to be agreed upon, it doesn't matter if they heal so-and-so or make such and such a person better. They've already captured your soul because now you are performing worship to someone other than the true God. But one of the ways to tell of a demon is that they just lie by habit, and they are also proud creatures, and so they like to boast about their lies. And so you see in all the religions the demons boast of their lies. You know? And I'm saying that if your God is saying that he created a world with illusion in it, he's boasting of his lies.
I mean, the thing is, so we're at the point. And this is one thing I said when I was coming here that I wouldn't do, because this is at the point where we can't come back. We can't. So this is a bit where, I'd have to go back. I'd go and look it up. And then I'd say to you, well, I think this. And
I'll tell you what,
kind of not what
you do that.
I'm
and then let's meet again. You've got my card.
I really enjoyed it.
I just want to say, what's your name again? Gujit. I've really appreciated our conversation. And ordinarily at this point, I would just give you a book as a gift. But I forgot my bag.
No, that's right.
So I'm really, there you go. There's a book as a gift.
Cheers.
There you go. That's for you.
So,
thank you very much, lifesaver.
So I always wondered what I'd do in this moment. I'll take advice from you. This book, you already know what I feel about divine text. I don't want to put... So I have a book about my gurus in my bag.
Stick it in your back pocket.
I will do.
Stick it in your back pocket.
No, it's not good enough. It's not.
I don't think this is a gospel, by the way.
I'm not saying.
I don't think it's a holy book. I think it's just a book written by a Christian.
It's just respect. So this is a book about my guru. This is equal God.
Thank you so much.
Now, what I'll do...
Are you giving me this book?
You can have it if you want it. If you would read
I would love it. Yeah, of course.
Then it's probably better. I'm only about halfway through it.
Just to be clear, so that I don't take it. I don't want to take it in a way that would offend you. Let me be clear. What I will read it sincerely, but no. Let me
keep it in this.
Okay, fine. I'll make that deal.
So I'll trust you.
But what? Let me.
Sikhs will watch this and go.
No, wait. Let me explain a couple of things so you can make an informed decision about whether to give me this, because I know it's precious to you. Right. By agreement, I will keep it in this. But I will put it in a book, in a collection of other books. It won't be in any special place. Other books may be put on top of it. I will read it, but I won't read it in a devotional sense.
No,
but I will read it to acquire knowledge. Is that good enough for you to feel you can give me the book? Because I don't want to do anything that would disrespect you or your book.
I'm not sure. So what?
Then in that case, don't go and ask.
Let me.
And if you have permission, bring it back.
So
I can always look it up online.
What I do with all my books, turbans, gurbans, they always take the highest place of the room.
I couldn't promise to do that with that.
And I absolutely love it. But what I will do is I'll put your book in my book.
Okay.
So that, because I just feel this is, I know it's not the gospel, but it is your...
Have you got a gospel?
I've been to
Christian schools. Have you got a Bible at home?
And I really resonate with it quite a lot. I haven't got a Bible at home, but again, for that reason, do you know what? So I'm on.
Can I swap you a better book then?
Go on.
I'll take that one back, and I'll actually give you a gospel.
No,
so there you go. You have that one. There you go. Now you've got an actual gospel to read. It's been really lovely speaking to you. Really enjoyed it.
Thank you so much.
Get in touch with me.